Hi guys. So I've got a story to share. So it's story time. um I'm here sorting out the laundry and I remember this story. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. It's a funny story. Well, it wasn't funny at the time, but yeah, it's a funny story. So a few years ago, I went back to Nigeria on holiday, and at the time my grandmother was she had a canteen, a restaurant, where she sells food. So this year, I told my cousin to go to Agege Market to go buy some food stuff, so things that they use to sell their food, I guess. And I decided to go along. I decided to go with my cousin to Agege Market. Now, guys, when I was living in Nigeria, even though I was young, I have been to Agege Market a few times. I had gone to Agege Market a few times, sometimes by myself, sometimes with my grandma or someone that was working with my grandmother. But I have been there a few times, and I've always hated going to markets. That's one thing that I did not like doing, is going to markets. I absolutely hated it. Anyway, I thought it would be fun, so I went along with my cousin. Now I was wearing a tube top. So I don't know what they call it. I'm guessing it's called a tube top. So is that a tube top? So it's those tops that just they don't have any sleeves. Your back is exposed, a bit of your chest is exposed. And when I say your chest, just your chest area here is exposed. Everything else is covered, but just the tube top. So I was wearing one of those, and I had a blazer on top of it. This was back when one button blazer was a thing. So I had a little mini blazer on it. Anyway, on the way to Agege Market, I said to my cousin, it's very hot. So I'm going to take off my blazer. So I did. And when we got to the market, we parked and we got out of the car, parked to go out, and I thought it's still very hot. It was boiling. It was roasting. So I just didn't put on my blazer. So I just had my tube top top on. Anyway, we got to the market. We got to where to his customer. He had a customer. So we got there and he said to me to stay outside. So if you know Lagos, anywhere in Lagos, you know the way they've got the shop. The shop is all the way inside there, and then they've got all their market to the bus stop. So the actual shop is all the way inside, and they've got all their goods or stuff that they're selling all the way to like the end of the road. So anyway, I was standing outside. So my cousin went in. I stood outside, and unfortunately, the lady that I was standing beside, I wasn't directly next to her, but I was beside her, was a lady selling fish on my right. And on my left, there was just another customer that needed to go into the shop that I was meant to be in as well. So I stood there, just stood outside, minding my own business. I was looking around. To me, it was even fun because it's something that I hadn't done for a very long time. So I was enjoying the scenery. I was enjoying the chatter. When people were talking. You know the way it is in markets. Anyway, before I know it, this is how this fish seller started. She was like, and I don't know. I think when people see me, they think I'm Edo. I'm from Edo State, so I don't speak Yoruba. I don't understand. I don't even know. I don't understand Yoruba because I have been insulted in Yoruba a lot of times. And instead of me to just ignore them, I always respond. I would always reply because you cannot be insulting me and go. Anyway, this is how this fish seller started. Though. Like I have to say in Yoruba because this is how she said it in Yoruba. She was like, like she was looking at me. She wasn't exactly looking at me, but you know the way she had a fish in, those people that have their fish in, they have a bowl and then they've got the mesh on top of the bowl where they've got like 4 or 5 fishes on top of that mesh. And then she was like, obviously trying to get rid of the fly. And then she was watering her fish. She was like, she sat down just like the way I sat down. And then she was doing this to her fish, getting rid of the flies and watering. She was like, yeah, ẹ wo nǹkan tó wọ̀, eléyìí dẹ̀ wá sọ́jà pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó wọ̀ yìí. Ọmọ aláṣẹ́wó, ó tún gbọ́jà wá sọ́jà, aláìní tìjú, ẹ wo bó ṣe rí. Me, I was like looking around thinking, who is she talking to? She said, ẹ̀rí wọn, aláìní tójú, aṣẹ́wó òṣì, ẹ wo nǹkan tó wọ̀, eléyìí dẹ̀ ní ìyá ńlé, ó ní ìyá ńlé, ìyá ẹ̀ dẹ̀ wojú, ìyá ẹ̀ fojú sílẹ̀, ó wò kọ́mọ ẹ̀ máa kó jáde báyìí, bó ṣe rí kó jáde báyìí. And then when she was like, kó jáde báyìí, I was like, me now I was starting to get angry. Kí ló kọ́ èmi àti ẹ? What's my business with you? Face your fish. So I was like muttering under my breath. I was just whispering. I was obviously getting angry. I was like, what is this one's business now? Me, Dodwe, I'm not covering your market. I'm not shading, I'm not blocking you. I'm not blocking customers from coming to talk to you or buy your stuff. Like, waiting consign me, consign you. I'll be waiting consign you, consign me. So the lady on my left is like, obviously she could hear. The lady said, Madam, just leave her alone, leave them. You know those fish sellers. Say, if you won't let, just leave her. I was like, but she's insulting me. Should I be quiet? The lady said, just leave them. Boy, she lodger if you won't let. Okay, I was like, okay, let me keep quiet. I was sat there minding my business. She would say again, aláṣẹ́wó, aṣẹ́wó, gbọ́kọ́gbọ́kọ́ nínàbí, ní common. Kí ló dé? That's how I got angry. I was like, Madam, kí ni tiẹ̀? Wetin concern you, concern me. Dẹ̀ kọjú mẹ́ja tẹ́ ń tà. Kí ló dé? Kí ló kàn yín pọ̀ nǹkan tí mo wọ̀? Mo déwájú yín ni, àbí mo ṣe aṣẹ́wó dọ́dọ̀ yín ni, àbí mo gbọ́kọ yín ni, àbí kí ló fa insult? I was like, ẹ má bú mi o, don't insult me. I should have just kept my mouth shut. She said, rárá, shut my mouth. That's how she was like, hey. Má sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi o. Má sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi, aṣẹ́wó òṣì. Wọ́n nǹkan tó wọ̀. Rí aláyà gbígbẹ. Ó ní kíní kan. I was like, don't insult me. So I was getting angry. I was like, don't insult me, don't talk to me. Wait, there's nothing wrong. Like, I was covered. The only thing was I haven't got any sleeves on and my back was a little bit exposed. So I don't see what the problem was. She was like, aláṣẹ́wó, aláìní tìjú, ó dẹ̀ níyà, ìwọ yìí níyà olóbì ńlé, ó dẹ̀ wá sọ́jà báyìí, kíní kan. I was like, èwo ló wá ń tẹ́ lára báyìí? Ṣé ẹja tó rí tà ló ń dùn ẹ ni? Àbí aṣọ tí mo wọ̀ ó gbé gbá kúrò níwájú ẹ ni? Àbí kí ni tèmi, kí ni tiẹ̀? Kí ló kọ́? She started screaming at me. Meanwhile, I was getting angry. I was like, please, mind your business, yo. Má sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi o. Torí mi ò mọ̀ ẹ́ rí o. That's how my cousin came out. My cousin was like, kí ló dé? What happened? I shall explain to him. I was like, I don't know that this woman is just angry at what I was wearing. That's how my cousin too started shouting at the lady. He was like, ṣé mo rí ni? Ṣé kíni kan ni? Àbí kí ló dé? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? That's how my people, the whole market. If you've been to Agege Market, Ojurin Market, that's what they call it, Ojurin, Agege Market. If you've been there, you know how busy and how many olojas that are there. They insulted me. Wọ́n bú mi. It wasn't even the ebu nìkan that is now the problem that annoyed me. They are now singing along, following me for back. Because obviously by that time I was really embarrassed. I was like, I told my cousin, I was like, I need to go into the car. There's no way I'm standing around this area. Because how many people I want to insult? How many people do I want to face at this point? So we were going to the car and they were now following me. And they were pushing me. Market people in Nigeria, Yoruba people especially. Our Yoruba people, you know us, we are rude. Very disrespectful people. They were like, and they were pushing me. I was like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I was like, don't touch me. I don't even know if they wanted to strip somebody in the naked safe that day. But they shall push us out of the market. And then I go into the car. Like honestly, everyone in the market, it's like they were angry. And then they needed to to just put all of that anger. They needed to, I don't know, vent or just release that anger. And it just happens to be that I was the person that they could just bully at that point. I don't even know. They all insulted us. We left the market. And then I got into the car and I said to my cousin, I was like, I don't get it. Like I was wearing jeans, so long trousers, and I wore tube top. Although I took off the blazer, but nothing was exposed. Nothing. I did not have sleeves. My back was a little bit exposed, and my chest, like on a normal day, you wear top. This part of your chest can be exposed. So what was the problem? What was the problem? I just thought she was just jealous. Maybe she just saw me and thought this girl is fresh or something, and she was just jealous. But every time I remember that, that's like the one of the most embarrassing moments of my life ever. I've had a few, but that this is like the top of it. And every time I remember it, I sometimes I cringe, sometimes I just laugh. I'm like, I don't see why that had to escalate to that, because me, don't do it. I like why? What was the business? What was the problem? I just didn't get it. But yeah, every time I remember that, I'm always like, let's just say that was the last time I went to Agege Market. Did not go there again. And to think I was even born at Agege. Agege lobby me see like my adubo area my area. And that happened to me in my area. Right, that was just weird.